Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. We're going into a very important stream tonight as we play Inside the Crease Hockey by Inside Sports Games. Let me explain why this is such an important stream coming up tonight. So, as many of you know as you probably know by now, the next season replay coming up on the channel this summer is going to be the 2009-10 hockey season. I'm going to be featuring that in Stratomatic Hockey and in the subject of tonight's game, Inside the Crease Hockey. On a related note, there is a poll up on the channel to help determine which system is going to start the replay. And unlike previous polls, this one will be binding. So whichever one wins that poll will start the replay. Right now, Inside the Crease Hockey is leading. So as of now, that will be the system that starts the replay. But we'll find out more about that when we get to the feature game selection show on May 3rd. That's when the poll will close. But what brings us together tonight is we're at Continental Airlines Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey, for a matchup between the New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils. We're starting this game in the third period, tied at 2, as I do with Inside the Crease, and I will when the replay actually starts. So we are starting off with a penalty to the Devils, as the Rangers will be on the power play, with a late second period tripping penalty on Colin White, one of the left defensemen. We've got Marty Brodeur in goal for the Devils, and Mike Richter in goal for the Rangers. I've got the puck right here. My pink block is to track the time on the penalty. The green block is to check the times. And I'm also going to be doing a full ticker test with using Final Score Hockey from Downey Games coming out of this game. I have finally remembered to laminate my charts, so I've got those all set to go here. And actually, looks like looks like the main skill rolls go up to MM, so I might have to laminate another set of charts, but it's probably fine. So we're doing this on a work night as well, so I can see how everything is going to interact on a work night using Inside the Crease. But rather than ramble, what say we jump right into the action and drop the puck for the face-off to start the third period. We will start with going over to the left defenseman, whichever team has the face-off. I should mention first lines are out right now. Messier for the Rangers is taking the face-off against Elias. So that's going over to the left defenseman. That is over to Leach. And we are underway here in the third period. Pass is going up to Messier. Interception of the left D and right D defenseman. Defense is greater than or equal to 8. It is not. So Messier is going to get that with a number 10 on the power play. That's going to be a shot 5 on Brodeur. So Messier is going to let that one fly from the slot. That'll be a 48 on Brodeur on a shot 5. And a 48. That'll be a goal. And Messier will put that one in for the Rangers. And the Rangers will take the lead 3-2. That will end the power play. Arena groans. Ugh. And I've got my chart here. Messier, that'll come from Leach, and we'll get one more assist, since there is a direct play we can get to, and that'll be from Fleury. So Messier from Leach and Fleury gives the Rangers the 3-2 lead to start the third period. We'll bring everybody back to center ice for the opening for the face-off. Messier is still a +2 against Scott Gomez. So let's see what happens on the kick. So actually KO is high, which means Messier gets kicked out. So now Fleury's got to take it against Gomez. And that's a +5 to the disadvantaged player, which in this case is Fleury. So that'll go over to Messier. And we are off once again. That'll go over to the right defenseman. That'll go over to Johnson. Takeaway, if the center's takeaway is greater than or equal to 1, it's a 2. So Gomez will take the puck away. 19 minutes to go. Gomez will pass that over to Niedermeyer. Takeaway, if the lefty's takeaway is greater than or equal to 2, it is. Leach with the takeaway. Rangers now with a 3-2 lead. That'll go over to the right wing. That'll go up to Radek Dvorak. Interception if the left wing and lefty defenseman is greater than or equal to 5. It is. It's a 9. So we'll make that a pass 2. That'll be the right defenseman, Niedermeyer, who takes that away. Ticking down time again. That'll go over to Stevens. Loose puck of the right wing's hit is greater than or equal to 4. It's a 2. So Stevens is getting that one with an 18 on even strength. He'll make a pass. That'll go up to Gomez. Then we'll tick time down. We'll make a line change. Actually, we'll make a line change. So we'll get second lines out except for Gomez. We'll wait for him to make the pass. And then Gomez will get off the ice as the Rangers manage to take advantage of the power play to get a goal and take a 3-2 lead. So now Gomez will get off the ice with a pass over to McGillney. Penalty if the left defenseman's penalty is greater than or equal to 4. It is a 5. So McGillney, let's see, a 15 on that is going to be a shot 3. And I believe any kind of shot, delayed penalty call only if 1 to 40 number is a shot number or an assist. So it is a shot number, which means we'll have a delayed penalty coming up on Kluchek, who's the penalty. So 15, as we established for McGillney, is a shot 3 against Richter. That's a 72 on a shot 3. And that'll get held, and we'll see what the penalty is on Kluchek. Kluchek is going off for holding the stick. That'll be a 2-minute minor. And now the Devils will be on the power play. So we'll get our face-off. Face-offs are even. That'll be +1. That'll go to the home team on a tiebreaker. That'll go to the right defenseman. That'll go to Rafalski. So now we'll tick off time on the face-off. That'll go over up to Holik. Loose puck of the lefty. We don't have a left defenseman right now for the Rangers. So at 25, on the power play, 25 is going to be a shot 0 for Holik. Richter, that'll be a 25 on the shot 0. That'll be a rebound chance. Rebound is to the defensive left defenseman, which we don't have, so that'll get swallowed for a face-off instead. We're still in the Rangers' defensive end. +6 to the disadvantaged player. That'll go over to O'Donnell for the Devils. And we are off once again. Ticking off time. That'll get passed over to the left wing up to Breland. Penalty if the center's penalty is greater than or equal to 3. It is. An 11 on the power play. That's going to be a shot 4. Breland's going to let one fly on Richter. That's a 51 on a shot 4. And that'll be in. Breland will put that one in on the power play for the Devils. And that will tie the game at 3 for the Devils. That'll be Breland on the power play. Messie's was a power play as well. That'll be Breland from O'Donnell. And we'll flip a card over for an assist. Lowest assist. Let's see. That'll be actually the lowest assist rating probably. Yeah, we'll go with the lowest assist rating, so that'll be from Brodeur. I don't know how Brodeur got involved in the play. Maybe the Rangers dumped it down the ice. But whatever happened, either way, game's tied at 3. And now the power play is over, which I forgot to mark the peg for that. Which, I don't know if I like these strat sheets for that. I'm going to have to look for a hockey scorebook similar to what I've got for baseball. I know there are some score sheets. I know Inside the Crease has score sheets with it. But I'll have to see if I can find a more traditional book for that. But we're back to 5-on-5 as the game is now tied. Kluchek back on the ice for the Rangers. Faceoffs are even once again, and we're about to drop the puck at center ice. Visitor gets kicked out, so Nedved gets kicked out. He's the only one who can take the faceoff, actually. Looks like it's going to be a +0 to, let's say, Hlavik. That'll go over to the left wing. That's over to Breland, and we're off once again. Passing over to the center. Loose puck if the center's hit is greater than or equal to 8. Nedved is a 1, so Holik's getting that with a 34. That'll be an assist chance. Let's see who that's going to. That'll go to O'Donnell on his assist chance, and an 18 will be a shot 0 against Richter. We'll flip over an 89, and Richter's going to drop that one off for... He'll drop that off for the right wing, so that'll go over to Kamensky. We'll tick off time there. Passing over to the left defenseman, that's over to Kluchek. Forced dump in if the right defense is greater than or equal to 1. Rafalski is a 5, so we've got to dump in. That's going to be a puck battle, offensive left wing versus defensive right defenseman +1. Lavic is a 6. Rafalski is going to be a 7. Rafalski is going to take that puck away. Rafalski with it now for the Devils after the puck battle. That's going to get passed over to O'Donnell. Interception if the center and left wing defense is greater than or equal to 6. It's a 9. So let's see who's intercepting that one for the Rangers. That'll be Lavic making that interception. Just in time for a fresh line change for both teams. What I will say as I'm making the line change is I probably could have done the ticker test earlier when I put this on the channel a couple months ago, I think. But I didn't then because I wanted to make sure the third period was going to work just fine before I added the ticker tape. It worked fine then, so now we're going to do the ticker test tonight. And then as the line change comes, that'll get passed over to the center. That'll get passed over to York. And Lavic will get off the ice. Loose puck if the left defenseman's hit is greater than or equal to 2. It's a 4. So White's going to knock that puck loose. And that'll be offensive center, which was York, versus defensive left defenseman +1. White is a 7. He'll take that puck away. Ticking off time. Penalty if any defender penalty is greater than or equal to 20. None is. So, actually, if it's numbered like that, I think we check the penalty ratings. Let me just double check that real quick. I know I've got the rules here. So if the penalty comes like that, I think you go straight to the... If the penalty comes like that, I think you go right to the penalties. No, I don't think we're going to worry about that. So no penalty there. That gets passed over. So White had it. He'll pass that over to Sutton. And a 17 for Sutton at even strength. That's going to be a pass. He'll be passing that up to Arnott. Arnott with the puck for the Devils. That'll get passed over to Madden. Loose puck if the right wing's hit is greater than or equal to 6. It's a 5. So Madden's getting that with a 19. That'll be a giveaway. And that'll be York taking the puck away for the Rangers. York with it now, passing it over to Groshek. Penalty if the center's penalty is greater than or equal to 7. It's a 4. So nothing doing there. A 3 is a shot 4 against Brodeur. So Groshek's going to let that go with a 15 on a shot 4. And a 15. That'll be a goal, and the Rangers will take the lead. Mikhail Groshek puts that one by Brodeur, and the Rangers take a 4-3 lead. And then we'll take assists. That one will be from York. And we'll flip a card for the other assist from LaFay. So it's now 4-3 in favor of the Rangers. As Arena groans. Ugh. Flipping over for a face-off. Right wing. That'll be over to McKay for the Devils. And we are underway once again. McKay with it. He'll pass it over to Arnott. Loose puck if the center's hit is greater than or equal to 7. York is a 3. So Arnott's going to get that with a 23. He'll make a shot 1 against Richter. 14 on a shot 1. That's going to be a rebound chance. Rebound chance, visiting left wing. Graves will take that one for the Rangers. Ticking over time. Passing that over to Groshek. Forced dumping if the right wing's defense is greater than or equal to 5. McKay is a 2, so a 26 at even strength. That's going to be a pass. Groshek will pass that over to Brown. Taking off time, and it's time for a line change already. Everybody except Brown is going to get off the ice at this point with the line change. Flipping over the next card. That'll get passed up to McCarthy, and now Brown will get off the ice. Takeaway, if the left wing's takeaway is greater than or equal to 1, Pandolfo's a 3, so he will take that away for the Devils. That'll get passed over to Nemchinov. Takeaway, if the right D's takeaway is greater than or equal to 7, it is not. Nemchinov is going to get that with a 5. That'll be a shot 2 on even strength against Richter. That'll be a 23 on a shot 2. That'll be a rebound chance. Offensive center plus 2, which is Nemchinov, versus defensive center. Nemchinov will get that puck. He'll get that loose puck. Passing over to Dagenet. Takeaway, if the lefty's takeaway is greater than or equal to 8. Leach is a 2. So that'll be a 14 for Dagenet, and a shot 3 against Richter with a 70 on a shot 3. And Richter will smother that one for a face-off. 13:20 to play here in the third period. Rangers lead 4-3. It's been a fairly high-scoring game as hockey games go. Let's get our face-off here. +1 to the center. But unfortunately, that'll boost Nemchinov to a 4, but Taylor's still a 5, so he'll win that face-off for the Rangers. We'll take off time as he'll make the pass over to Leach. Takeaway, if the center's takeaway is greater than or equal to 4, Nemchinov's a 2. 29 for Leach. That's going to be a pass, and Leach will pass that over. He'll pass that back to Taylor. As they're just going to play a little bit of hot potato with the puck. Passing over to Johnson. Takeaway, if the left wing takeaway is greater than or equal to 4. Pandolfo's a 3. Johnson will get that with a 5 and a shot 0 against Brodeur. So on a shot 0, he'll flip over a 22, and that'll be a rebound chance. Defensive right wing, Dagenet will get that puck. 12:20 to play. Passing it over to Stevens. Penalty, if the right wing penalty greater than or equal to 7. McCarthy is a 7. 40 for Stevens is going to be an assist chance, which I believe that gets played out as normal. I had to check this earlier. Let's see. So if the penalty does turn out to be a penalty, but it's an assist chance, it gets played as normal, if I remember correctly. Yep. So it's an assist chance. That'll go, so on the assist chance, that'll go up to Nemchinov with a 10. That'll be a shot 4 against Richter for Nemchinov. A 47 on a shot 4. That'll be a rebound chance. We'll let that play out. Rebound is offensive left defenseman versus defensive right wing +5. McCarthy will touch that up. And the penalty was on, I'm trying to remember who the penalty was on. Right wing penalty, oh, that is McCarthy who touched that up. So we'll get the penalty for McCarthy. That'll be roughing. So McCarthy will go off for roughing here in the third period. And we'll get set for a face-off. +6. So that'll be over to Nemchinov. He'll have that. He won't have it for long, though, because we're going to get a line change on the power play. Well, the Devils on the power play. Yep, okay. Just making sure we got everything straight there. Okay, now Nemchinov will make his pass. He'll pass that over to O'Donnell. He'll get off the ice. Loose puck, if the center's hit is greater than or equal to 4. Messier's a 5, so he's going to knock the puck loose, and Messier will take that for the Rangers. He'll pass that over to the right defenseman. That's over to Pylon. Penalty, if the lefty's penalty is greater than or equal to 6. O'Donnell's a 4, so no penalty. He'll get that with an 18 shorthanded, and that'll get iced down the puck. That'll get let loose down the ice. And that'll go over to, so I thought there was an icing section here. It's probably under use the pass to on that. So that'll go up to Sikora on a loose puck. And I need to put the block out so I remember when the penalty ends for the Rangers. Okay, now that I've got that straight, that'll get passed over to Gomez. Loose puck of the center's hit. Messier is going to knock more teeth loose and take the puck again. Messier with it. He'll pass it over to Pylon. Force dumping if the lefty's defense is greater than or equal to 6. O'Donnell's a 3. 38 shorthanded. That's going to get sent down the ice. That'll be Elias chasing that one down. Elias will make the pass over to O'Donnell. Takeaway, there's no right wing right now, so 25 on the power play. That's going to be a pass. He'll send that over to Sikora. Peter Sikora with the puck for the Devils. That'll get passed over to Rafalski. Force dump in if the lefty's defense is greater than or equal to 4. Kluchek is a 2. 21 on the power play. That's going to be a pass. That'll go up to Sikora. And the Rangers have killed the penalty off just in time for a line change. As Continental Airlines Arena is not happy with their Devils tonight. Then Sikora will make his next move. He'll pass that over to Sutton, then he'll get off the ice. Force dump in if the left wing defense is greater than or equal to 7. It's a 4 for Lavic. So a 19 to Sutton. That'll be a pass. That'll go back up to McGillney. 9:40 to play in the game here. Passing that over to Holik. Penalty if the lefty's penalty is greater than or equal to 5. It's a 3. So nothing doing there. 20 is going to be a shot 0 for Holik against Richter. A 100, that's going to go out of play for a face-off. Devils need to get something together here. We'll flip over for a face-off. +1 to the home team left defense. That'll be over to White winning the draw for the Devils. Let's see what White's able to do with the puck here. He'll pass that up to Breland. Force dumping if the right wing's defense is greater than or equal to 4. Kamensky's a 1. That'll be a 38 at even strength. That'll be an assist chance. He'll be passing that over to White with a 33. That'll be a shot 0 for White against Richter. A 62. Richter will smother that one for a face-off. Flipping over for a new face-off will be a visitor gets kicked out. So Nedved gets kicked out. And +8 to the left wing. So Lavic's going to take that draw. He'll win it himself. And he'll win that over, and we are off again. Ticking off time. Passing that over to Kamensky. Penalty if the right wing penalty is greater than or equal to 3. McGillney's a 2, so no penalty there. And a 19 for Kamensky. That'll be a shot 0 against Brodeur. That's a 95 on a breakaway. And Brodeur's going to drop that one off. Actually, drop, does that mean it gets dropped off? Or that probably means it gets dropped off. These are, oh, wait, there's a section here. Stopped by the goalie, diverted to a defenseman. Okay. Shot number was odd, so it goes to the left defenseman. That'll go over to White. 8:40 to play in the game. That'll get passed up to Holik. Takeaway if the righty's takeaway is greater than or equal to 2. Brown is a 2. Ticking off time once again. Passing that over to Lefay. Loose puck if the righty's hit is greater than or equal to 2. Sutton is a 2, so that's going to get knocked loose. Puck battle between the offensive left wing, which is Lavic, and the defensive right defenseman +5. That'll be a 10 for Sutton. He'll take the puck. And just in time for a line change. There we go. Okay, I've already ticked off time to the line change as we have 8 minutes left to play. Passing that up to Madden. Interception at the right wing and right defenseman's defense is greater than or equal to 11. It's a 5. 34 is going to be a pass by Madden. He'll send that over to Sutton. Taking off time, 7:40 to play. Passing that over to, back up to Madden. Takeaway if the left wing's takeaway is greater than or equal to 8. It's a 2. So that's going over with a 31. That'll be another pass by Madden. He'll make the pass over to McKay. Taking off another 20 seconds. Passing that over to Stevens. Penalty if the right defenseman's penalty is greater than or equal to 2. Johnson is a 2. But we've got a 38 at even strength. That'll be an assist chance by Stevens. Going over to Sutton with a 39. And that's going to be wide. That'll get touched up. And we'll have a penalty. And then the penalty here is going to be for holding. So Johnson going off for holding. And I will need to get the very brief timeout while I get the other action cards ready. As you can probably see, I have sleeved everything, and now it'll be a little bit easier. Well, maybe not easier to see how the cards lay out. But we've got the Devils with a chance to tie this game on the power play. So let's get the marker down for them, and we'll see what the Devils can get up to in this one. Face-off is going to be +3 to the left defenseman. So that'll be over to Leach for the Rangers. And we're off once again. That'll get passed over to Graves. Forced dump in if the right D's defense is greater than or equal to 5. Sutton's a 2. Number 4 shorthanded. That'll be a giveaway. And that'll be McKay taking that away for the Devils. 6:40 to play. Passing that over to Madden. Loose puck if the right wing's hit is greater than or equal to 5. Groshek is a 5. So we've got a loose puck. Home right defenseman. Sutton will take that back for the Devils. Passing that up to Madden. Penalty if any defender penalty is greater than or equal to 16. They are not. So 25 on the power play is going to be a giveaway. And he'll give that away to York. Another round of line changes coming up. Hold on. We've got York still on the ice for the time being, but Taylor's getting ready to come on. I already ticked time down for the line change. He'll make the pass over to Kluchek, and now Taylor's on the ice. Penalty if the right defenseman's penalty is greater than or equal to 1. 1. Niedermayer's a 2. 7 shorthanded. That's going to be a pass, but we will have the penalty interrupt play, as that'll be holding on Niedermayer. So now we've got 4-on-4 for the next 40 seconds. I'm going to get another block ready here. We'll use the small yellow ticker die to indicate when the Devils penalty is over. So now we're +2 to the Rangers. Face-off is going over to McCarthy. He will win that one. And we are off to the races. Passing that over to the left wing, which is Tom's right now. Loose puck of the left wing's hit is greater than or equal to 7. It's a 2. Tom's is getting that with a 10. That'll be a shot 1 against Brodeur. And Tom's is going to let that go with a 46 on a shot 1. Brodeur will hold that one for a face-off. So we'll bring the puck back to... So the face-off will go to the right of Brodeur. We'll flip over the face-off. +6 is going over to the Devils. That will be going over to the right wing. That'll be over to Dagenet. And we are off with the Devils in possession of the puck, but the Rangers now on the power play, trying to extend their lead. So that's Dagenet with the puck. He'll pass that over to, we don't have a right defenseman, so Dagenet will hold on to that one. Forced dump in if the left wing's defense is greater than or equal to 5. It's a 2. 2 on shorthanded. Uh-oh. Dagenet must have gotten loose. That'll be a shot 5 on Richter. Shot 5 is a number 8. And score! Pierre Dagenet pulls that one in shorthanded, and the Devils have tied this game at 4. Arena cheers. Yay! We'll flip over cards to get to assists. Left defenseman, if his assist rating, I believe if the number's in parentheses, that would be greater than that. So no assist for O'Donnell. And center, Nemchinov. Yep, Nemchinov will pick up an assist. But we are tied at 2 here. We are tied at 2 here in the third period. And now I can replace that die with the normal pink block that I use. Devils fans are now happy once again. We'll flip over for a face-off. +9 over to the right defenseman, which will flip over for another card since there's no right defenseman. That'll go over to the right wing. That'll be McCarthy with it for the Rangers. He'll make the pass over to Kluchek. Loose puck of the lefties. Hit is greater than or equal to 7. It's not. An 18 on the power play. That's going to be a pass. Kluchek will be passing that over to... He'll be passing that up to Toms. 4:40 to play. Passing up to McCarthy. Takeaway if the lefties take is greater than or equal to 7. It's a 3. A 5 on the power play is going to be a shot 4 for McCarthy against Brodeur. That's a 25. And a 25. That'll be a rebound. And I almost forgot Richter's also cold. So I need to get a blue pawn for that. So Richter is cold. And we've got a rebound chance coming off that shot. So let's see what happens on the rebound. Offensive left defenseman, which is Kluchek with a 5, versus defensive right wing with a 4. Kluchek will keep the puck for the Rangers. Rangers still on the power play. Kluchek with it. He'll make the pass up to Taylor. Forced dump in. There's no right defenseman right now. 36 on the power play is going to be a pass. He will pass that back to Kluchek. Then we'll take off time, and the penalty is over to the Devils just in time for another line change. We should be getting first lines out here. All right, that's Kluchek with the puck. He'll be flipping over to see what he's doing. He'll pass that over to Pylon, and then he'll get off the ice. Interception of center and left wing's defense is greater than or equal to 8. It's a 5. Pylon with a 16. He'll make a pass, and that'll get passed up to Messier. 3:40 to play in the period. Messier will pass that over to Lefebvre. Penalty if any defender penalty greater than or equal to 25. It is not. So an 8 for Lefebvre is going to be a giveaway. That'll be the right wing. That'll be Sikora taking that one away. Taking off time already. Passing that over to Rafalski. Penalty if the left defenseman's penalty is greater than or equal to 3. Lefebvre is a 3, but a 1 at even strength for Rafalski is going to be a shot 3 against Richter. Shot 3 is a 1, and that's in! Brian Rafalski will give the Devils their first lead of this game. Arena cheers. Yay! 5-4 Devils. Let's see, I think that was Sikora. Yeah, that had to be Sikora making the pass to Rafalski. So we'll give Sikora an assist. And we'll flip over another card to get an assist. Let's see, highest. Let's see, 8, 9, 8, 2, 6, 1. That'll be Rafalski from Sikora and Gomez. But the Devils now hold a 3-2 lead. Rangers are going to be starting to think about pulling Richter here pretty soon, as Richter's gone ice cold in this game. That is a huge problem right now. I just want to double check how pulling the goalie works. Right, only within the last 80 seconds. Okay. All right. Just double checking how that all works. All right. Everybody comes back to center ice as we've got a face-off. Richter has gone ice cold in this one. So I'm going to put a die right here because that's when the Rangers are going to pull the goalie. We'll get our face-off, which is Messier's advantage. So that'll go over to Lefebvre, who ironically had the delayed penalty that had the delayed call, but that was negated by the goal by Rafalski. We're taking off time, though. That'll go up to Fleury. That'll go up to Fleury. Interception if the right wing and right D defense is greater than or equal to 8. It is a 9. So let's see who's making the interception. That is the right wing. That is Sikora making the interception. Passing that over to Gomez. Interception at the left wing and left D defense is greater than or equal to 9. It's a 6. 23 for Gomez. That's going to be a pass. And that's going to go over to Sikora. And once we make a line change, the Rangers are going to pull Richter. He's looking toward the... Actually, he's got to... Once the Rangers get the puck, Richter is going to get... Most likely going to get pulled. That's going to get passed over to Elias. Loose puck of the left wing hit is greater than or equal to 1. It's a 5, so we've got a loose puck situation. Offensive right defenseman, which is Rafalski, versus defensive left D plus 1. On the tie, that'll go back to the home team. Line changes coming up. This should be our last line change of the game as well, so it'll be easy for me to find an extra attacker. But I'm not going to put the extra attacker on for the Rangers until they get the puck back. That'll get passed up to Breland. Takeaway if the right D's take is greater than or equal to 8. It's a 2. So Breland's going to get that with a 37 and an assist chance. That'll go over to Stevens with a 21. That'll be a shot 1. Richter's cold, though. 5 on a shot 1. That's going to be a rebound chance. Rebound is offensive left defenseman Stevens versus the defensive left defenseman Leach plus 1. Devils are staying in the attacking zone. Rangers can't get Richter out. That'll go over to Rafalski. Takeaway of the center's takeaway is greater than or equal to 2. Nedved's a 4, so he's going to take the puck. And finally, the Rangers are going to get control. Richter is going to make his way to the bench, and we're going to get the extra attacker out. We're going to get the extra attacker out for the Rangers. 1:20 to play. Rangers looking to tie this game. Passing that up to Kamensky. Interception of the left wing and left D's defense is greater than or equal to 7. It's an 8, so let's see who's making the interception for the Devils. That'll be Breland making the shot, or making the interception. 1 minute to play in the third period. 1 minute. Over to McGillney. Takeaway of the right wing take is greater than or equal to 5. It's a 2. 37 is going to be an assist chance. That's going over to Holik with a... That'll be going over to Holik with a 37. That's a shot 0. But since there's a shot going toward the net, that'll be in. Actually, we should have been using the power play section for that and the shorthanded. Okay, so once we come back to that, that was an assist chance. But yeah, we're going to rule that that's going toward that's going to go into the open net. That would require a goalie save on shots toward the open net. So Holik's going to put that one in the empty net, and he'll ice this one for the Devils. 6-4, Devils. Arena cheers. Yay! That'll be from Stevens and Rafalski. Let's see. Graves was on line 3, which we're not likely to see again this game. Okay. So Richter picked a very bad night to go ice cold here in this one. And we are just about wrapped up here in New Jersey. Faceoffs are even. That'll go over to the center for Holik. 40 seconds left to play unless the Rangers pull a miracle. This one's probably in the record books. McGillney gets that. Left wing takeaway is 4. 29 at even strength. That'll be a shot 1 against Richter. That'll be a 42 on a shot 1. That'll be a rebound chance. Rebound is going over to Nedved. 20 seconds left to play in the game. Passing that over to Lavic. Takeaway if the right wing take is greater than or equal to 6. McGillney's a 3. That'll go over with a 29. That'll be a pass. Back over to Nedved. And bang! There's the horn of my lousy goal horn. And that's the end of the game. The New Jersey Devils take this one by a final score of 6-4. Arena cheers. Yay! Looked a little bit dicey there, but the Devils managed to take control, and they get this game. But we are not done yet, because the other important test is coming up next. We have to see how everything works with the ticker, and to do that, I'm going to get cleaned up in here, and then we're going to bring Final Score Hockey front and center. When I'm playing Inside the Crease Hockey, I found that on weeknights, playing the third period is probably the best idea. That way it gives the excitement of the game, but it also makes it so the scheduling is very manageable. Because if I try to play a full game on a weeknight, I'm going to work myself into total exhaustion, and that does not seem like a scenario that ends well for anybody. Least of all yours truly. But minor details, no? Plus, during a replay, I want to make sure everything here is going to work just fine. And so far, this one seems very promising. I'm just making a note of the first score on my ticker tape that I've got off shot. In case you're wondering what the noise you were hearing was. Rubber band ended up right here. Okay. So far, it definitely seems like there aren't going to be any problems with me featuring Inside the Crease Hockey on season replays, as long as I feature the third period of the game. As I mentioned, I've got all of my charts laminated for Final Score Hockey because I didn't want to be continually flipping through the binder. Let me organize the charts by what I think I'm going to need here. So we've got these. Those are our main charts. That's overtime. Overtime, big game. I'm probably going to need the pressure and shootout charts more. I won't need the shootout charts for 2000-2001, but I will for 2009-10. Anywho, let's jump right into our ticker test. So the Devils won our feature game tonight by a final score of 6-4. But let's see how the rest of the league did. First up, we've got the Red Wings and the Thrashers. Red Wings are an E22. That is 1. Thrashers are J62. That is 5. And the Thrashers blow the Red Wings out 5-1. Flyers and the Blue Jackets. Flyers are an I-26. I-26 is good for 2. Blue Jackets are an H65. That seems like it's going to be a lot more than 2. That's 4. That'll be a win for the Blue Jackets by a final score of 4-2. Coyotes and the Avalanche. Coyotes are H33. That is 2. Avalanche is O66. Wow. The Avalanche just exploded for 9 goals as they slapped the Coyotes around 9-2. Flames and the Stars. Flames, H44. H44, that is 3. Stars, K46. That is also 3. So we've got pressure rolls all around. Calgary is up first. They are an E on pressure. An E55 is not going to get it done for Calgary. Dallas is a C41. C41 won't get it done either. So now we're going to overtime. Calgary, actually we roll for Dallas first. Dallas is a K35. That won't be enough to score. Flames are an I33, so that game's going to end in a 3-3 tie. We'll get the overtime charts out of the way, along with these. Canadiens and the Oilers. Canadiens are an I41. I41 is 3. Oilers are a K62. That is 5. And the Oilers will win that one by a final score of 5-3. Hurricanes and the Panthers. Hurricanes are an F14. That is 1. Panthers, H46. H46 is 3. And the Panthers get that win 3-1. Blues and the Maple Leafs are both L's, so this will be easy. Blues roll a 54. That is 4. Maple Leafs roll a 42. That is 3. So we've got a pressure situation for the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs are an E on pressure. An E34 won't get it done, so the Blues will take that one 4-3. Lightning and the Capitals. Lightning, wow, nobody apparently wants to win this game. G21, that is 1. Capitals, F12, that is 0. We've got a pressure situation for the Capitals. Capitals are a D on pressure. 56. Ooh, just missed it, but that won't get it done. The Lightning will get a 1-0 shutout on the Capitals. On to November 30th. I forgot to mention this was November 29th, 2000. So November 30th, Flyers and the Hurricanes. Flyers, K42. K42 is 3. Hurricanes, J44 is also 3. Pressure situation coming up first for the Flyers. Flyers are a C on pressure, but a 25 won't get it done for them. Hurricanes are an E on pressure. 65 has a chance to score. Can the Flyers stop them? Flyers are a 35 on C. No. The Hurricanes will get an empty net goal, and they'll take that one 4-3. Predators and the Blackhawks. Predators, F16. F16 is 1. Blackhawks, J34. J34 is 3. And the Blackhawks will take that one 3-1. Maple Leafs and the Islanders. Maple Leafs, D33. That is 1. Islanders, H15. That is also 1. So we've got a pressure situation. First up for the Maple Leafs. They are an E on pressure. Maple Leafs get a 26. That won't get it done for them. The Islanders are an F on pressure. A 62 won't get it done for them either. So now we've got overtime. Islanders in overtime are an H54. H54, that will get it done for them. They will score, and they'll take that one 2-1 over the Maple Leafs in overtime. And I'm working on formulas to be able to track everything for overtime wins and losses during the replay. Wild and the Coyotes. Wild, G43. G43 for the Wild. That is 3. Coyotes, J16. J16, that is 2. So the Coyotes with a pressure situation. Coyotes are an E on pressure. But a 24 won't get it done, so the Wild will take that one 3-2. Ducks and the Sharks. Ducks are an I-43. I-43 is 3. Sharks, H-32. H-32 is 2. So the Sharks have a pressure situation. They are a D on pressure. But an 11 most definitely will not get it done. The Ducks will win that one 3-2. Canadiens and the Canucks. Canadiens, G12. Ouch, that is 1. Canucks, K33. That is 3. And the Canucks will take that one 3-1. On to December 1st. Lightning and the Thrashers. Lightning, yowza. A33, that is 1. Thrashers, D24. That is also 1. Pressure situations all around. First for the Lightning, they're an F on pressure. A 44 for the Lightning won't get it done. And pressure for the Thrashers is an F. 46 also won't get it done. So now we are going to overtime. Thrashers are up first. A D16 will most definitely not get it done. Neither will an A25 for the Lightning, so that one's going to end in a 1-1 tie. As I sent the Devils logo flying, not that it's going to matter, those are probably hitting the bin once this video's over. Penguins and the Sabres. Wow, Penguins, O11, that is 0. Sabres, H22, that is 2. And Dominic Hasek will pitch a shutout for the Sabres, 2-0. Stars and the Avalanche. Stars, J31, that is 2. Avalanche, P63. P63 is 7. And the Avalanche beat up on another team. This time the Stars are their hapless victims, 7-2. Red Wings and the Panthers. Red Wings, I-45. Uh-oh, that's a big game. So Red Wings are rolling for a big game. I'm going to pull that out. And 11. Ooh, Red Wings roll again on A. Ouch. Red Wings lay an egg, but a 62. They're going right back to the big game column again. So right back to the same. This is actually the second column. Yeah, this is actually the second column. So we're going to roll on the big game times 2 since they've been here twice. 44 is going to be 8 goals, so the Red Wings actually got an explosion. Panthers were an I-45. They also go to the big game column. Wow, we got 2 big games here. A 41. They're going to roll 2 columns up, so they're rolling on JK. A 41 is only 3 goals, though. So the Red Wings take that one on an offensive explosion, 8-3. Islanders and the Devils. Islanders, H45. H45 is 3. Devils, L12. That is 1. The Islanders will win that one 3-1. Blackhawks and the Predators. Blackhawks, J25. J25 is 2. Predators, G31. That is also 2. Pressure situations all around. First up for the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks are an eon. Actually, both teams are an eon pressure. Blackhawks with a 23. That won't get it done. But a 66 for the Predators does have a chance. Can the Blackhawks stop them? A 13 won't stop them. So the Predators put one in, and the Predators win that one 3-2. Bruins and the Capitals. Bruins, I-43. I-43 is 3. Capitals, H-44. H-44 is also 3. Pressure situations coming up. Bruins are an E, Capitals are a D. A 64 for the Bruins on E. A 64 could get it done. Capitals on a D21 aren't able to stop them, so the Bruins pick up an extra goal. Can the Capitals score an extra goal here as well? A 43 on their D pressure won't get it done, so the Bruins will take that one 4-3. On to December 2nd. Capitals and the Bruins. Capitals this time are G33. That is 2. Bruins are a K43. That is 3. Pressure situation for the Capitals. Once again, they're a D. D54 won't get it done, so the Bruins will take that one 3-2. Thrashers and the Blue Jackets. Thrashers, yikes. G12 is 1. Blue Jackets, B56. That is 2. Which means the Thrashers have a pressure situation. They're an F, though. A 56 won't get it done for the Thrashers, so the Blue Jackets will take that one 2-1. Canadiens and the Flames. Canadiens, F35. F35 is 2. Flames, G34 is also 2. Pressure situations all around. Both teams are E's. First up, the Canadiens. 24 won't get it done for the Canadiens, but a 65 for the Flames. They have a chance to score. Can the Canadiens stop them? Not with a 21. So the Flames will get a clutch goal and take that one 3-2. Wild and the Kings. Wild, F24. F24, oh boy, that's a big game for the Wild. A 22, they're going to roll up 3 columns. FGHI. A 63, that's 4 goals for the Wild, whereas the Kings with an M13 are going to get 1. The Wild will take that one 4-1. Flyers and the Senators. Flyers, wow, K66 is 8. Senators, P15 is going to lay an egg. P15 is 3. And the Flyers take that one 8-3. Stars and the Coyotes. Stars, K36 is 3. Coyotes, K23. K23 is a big game for the Coyotes. 36. They're rolling down 2 columns. So K, they're rolling on column I now. That one ended up cocked, so I'll re-roll it. 31 on I is going to be 2. So a pressure situation for the Coyotes. They're an E. But a 16 won't get it done, so the Stars will take that one 3-2. Sabres and the Penguins. Sabres, E12 is 0. Penguins, Q21. Q21 is 3. The Penguins will take that one 3-0. Panthers and the Blues. Panthers, H44. H44 is 3. Blues, K36. That is also 3. And we've got a pressure situation. Panthers are an H. Blues are a C. F44 won't get it done for the Panthers. Neither will a C44 for the Blues. So we are going to overtime. Blues have their chance first. On a K45, that will score, and the Blues will take that one 4-3 in overtime. Red Wings and the Lightning. Red Wings, F65, that is 4. Lightning, I55. I55 is also 4. We've got pressure situations all around. Red Wings are a B, Lightning are an F. Red Wings on a B63. That could get it done. Lightning, F42. They won't be able to stop them. The Red Wings will score. So now the Lightning have to roll for a pressure situation of their own. They're an F though. That is a 35. That will not get it done. And the Red Wings will take that one by a final score of 5-4. Rangers and the Maple Leafs. Rangers, L53 is 4. Maple Leafs, E41. E41 is 2. And the Rangers will take that one 4-2. Last up for this test, Oilers and the Canucks. Oilers, I34, that is 3. Canucks, L35. L35 is also 3. Pressure situations all around. Both teams are an E. Edmonton up first. 16 won't get it done for the Oilers, but a 66 might for the Canucks. Can the Oilers stop them? 52 for E. No! The Canucks will score that last goal, and they will take that one by a final score of 4-3. And holy cow, my back hurts. But that will do it for this playthrough of Inside the Crease Hockey with a full ticker test. I am very happy with how this ticker test turned out. So now I think I can safely start getting things ready for my 2009-10 replay to start later this summer. I wanted to see how the third period of Inside the Crease would work with a ticker test. I did a strat hockey game using the same season earlier. I think I did that earlier this month. But I am happy with how both of these ticker tests turned out. So we will be moving forward with getting the replay ready to go. But I'm rambling a bit, so let's wrap this video up. We've got a lot of great content coming up on the channel. So tomorrow, Mystical Munchies will conclude out of the Can You Take the Heat cookbook with the dessert, Kane's Red Velvet Cake. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be taking another look at Undaunted 2200 Callisto by Osprey Games. Then on Sunday morning, we're going to be playing game number 9 on my War Room list as we play Space Empires 4X by GMT Games. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.